Oh shoot, I still got to upload that session from yesterday.
Oh my. All right, what are we getting here now? Let's see. 5 minute.
All right. Say hi to YouTube.
Hi YouTube. How you doing? How you doing, YouTube?
We are having some price action fun this morning. Got to draw a diamond. You guys missed it. I drew this line in space and price respected it. More or less.
All right, now we got the last minute of this 5 minute candle. It's not looking too morning starish at the moment.
VGFC hitting that 1550 target, and that might call it quits after that. We're going to watch closely, but if it gets past 16 cents, it's got room to 18 cents if it wants to run. But I don't know. I think people are kind of losing a little momentum on that. That thing's been repeat bull flagging for a little bit too long now. It needs a break. So it might be a good idea to take some profit on that if you're long and hang back for a pullback to get into if you want to continue trading that. Just kind of what I would do. I don't want anybody to just jump in and take my trades. That's
No,
got to do
not
your
good.
own due diligence. But this low float is awesome. It's paid dividends. I am pretty much done with it. There's your break on the diamond. See ya. Right to
There
the
it is.
regression line.
Like it broke the Globex low. It still hadn't blown it through it strong. It might be
Yep.
a fake out. Be careful.
Yep. This is typical of a diamond. Is they'll run out, fake, and then bounce back up. But this
Well,
one's
that's
not
not.
looking like it.
Yeah. No, not anymore.
It's
Oh, it's 10 o'clock.
yeah. There's your support
Took
line
my
way
eye
down
off the
here.
clock. Is that Chicago PMI or something? Let's see.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, it's Jolts. Jolts and pending home sales, State Street investor confidence. That's all happening right now.
Sweet.
So we're getting a little sell off there. People's getting nervous.
Noivis.
Oh, dang it. I need to start setting alarms. Keep an eye on this stuff.
Pardon me. Right down to angular support from our trend line in the pre-market here. Whoops. I dragged my pivot again. Oh, that was the 395. How did I grab that? Jeez. All right, we're going to watch
12-point drop.
continuation here. I still got those put debit spreads open too, and they're free.
You got those put debit spreads open for free?
Well, yeah, I took profit on
Oh,
four out of the 6 yesterday, and that put me at a
oh.
negative cost basis of 2 cents altogether for the whole position, remaining 6 spreads. And then I added 2 more and brought it back to 0. It's kind of neat. All right. One last leg up on VGFC. Like I said, I want to see it touch 16, but it doesn't have to. If it touches 1550, I'll still just, take profit on that and be done with it. I got in that thing at like 11 cents, so I got plenty of room to let it go. Whatever. Just a penny. The CRWD, you might be wondering if you guys are joining us on YouTube here. Dead cat bounce. Beautiful play. Pretty much hitting the key target here for support of the major gap down yesterday. And if we get loose, we get above this this other key pivot, which appears on the 5-minute chart. That's the green line there. And that is just marking the top of a control bar. We get past that, we can expect 33% and possibly a 50% retracement. So second target is going to be like $125 and probably about $120 for the first target if we get through that green line. If we get rejected at the green line, we just go short. Dead cat bounces don't have to be a full retracement. Oftentimes they will give you a signal to go short and just ride it back down. The only thing that really I can see that made this move is it got a downgrade from Morgan Stanley. Price target at like, what is it, 170 or something like that. I don't even know. News doesn't mean anything to me. The chart does. But when you get those, you get people panic selling, and you get this little bounce back here. Oftentimes they'll get a downgrade, and the institutions will start buying the crap out of it. Stuff like that. It's just someone speaks, says something, and the market moves, and then later on they go, "Oh no, we didn't mean that." you know.
Yeah.
Come on now. We know what's up. And the chart tells us what to do. We don't give a damn what they say.
Give me the chart. What saith the chart?
The chart knows. The chart will decide who will stay and who will go.
Did you see where California, and it's very interesting that Schwarzenegger was the governor of California, and California has now legally allowed killer robots for the police department.
Sweet. No, I didn't know
I was gonna send it to you because
That's
it's
awesome.
I was thinking it's Skynet really coming to life.
That or it's RoboCop. Freeze, dirtbag.
Yeah, he's dirtbag.
Oh man, yeah, we used to call him the Governator.
That's right, the Governator. The Governator.
I'm here to bump up your taxes. Oh man, yeah, we used to have a field day with that.
I bet Leno had a field day with it.
Oh yeah.
Who is this guy? Dada. DADA.
Damn.
It's pushing.
Isn't that that one we traded last year?
It might have been. I don't know. I gotta go see if I got any levels on it. I don't see any levels on it.
Dada.
It's a grinder.
Yeah.
But it's been flagging up. I'm not sure what kind of news they got.
Oh, look at that. Nice little flaggy.
Yeah.
It's got some bullish remarks from technical indicators. Commodity channel, CCI.
That's a Chinese company.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of Chinese stocks that are pumping today.
Right.
Let's say civil unrest just brings those prices up, and, there's a 650 level from this little controlled doji here. And then we get an extension, possibly to about 673.
Neo's moving.
Targets also 622, and you got 780. Sorry, 722 and 780.
Oh, look at Neo.
Neo moving again.
Neo's moving.
Chinese companies, gotta love them.
Holy cow!
That's got some beat.
Neo.
That is right up against a key pivot there, 1250.
Why are they
from
moving?
there.
That's a Chinese company, right?
Yeah, I think it hit 1450. I got levels on that thing all over the place. That's right at a key pivot there.
So this is all based off of COVID restrictions being eased
Oh, okay.
in China.
So the people rioted, well, more or less. Said, we're done with these COVID restrictions. We want to work and live our lives.
Yeah, they saw the World Cup and got upset.
Basically giving the chin flick to the government and finally standing up to their...
That's an Italian thing, not a Chinese thing.
Oh, yeah, well, the Chinese have been afraid of their communist leaders for a while, and, well...
Of course, we got pasta from the Chinese, so...
Yeah, that's true.
All right, let's see. So we got some... That's a nice little move there. Jeez.
It's hitting right up underneath that 1250 pivot. And
Oh, look at this.
curling back. That could give us a measured move.
Ooh, on the 1 hour, it's a bar spinner. LeBlam.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Blind Trader.
Hey, blind trader. How you doing, pal? LeBlam.
Oh, let me see something
Boom.
here.
Oh, I don't know. This might just... I don't know. It's interesting. Let's see.
Huh.
2 hour, we're there. We are right there on the 2 hour.
I need to check on something here.
Well, we're filling a gap, it looks like, on Neo. 1239 was that spot. The next spot would be 1289. Oh, that's not right.
Wife's picking up some Mexican food. All right.
Oh, we had that for lunch yesterday. It stayed with me all night.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. I loved it, though. A little local place we went to. First time we ate there.
I know what it is. Just picking up a Christmas gift. Just picking up a gift card for my eldest kid.
Oh, okay. I was looking at Neo saying, he knows what it is. And then you said Christmas, and I'm thinking, Neo's picking up Christmas cards?
Yeah, this is this is definitely chop, but it's good chop because we were able to predict the break right there, and we know
Nice
where
bear
the
flagging.
angular support was. We know where the regression line was,
Maybe not.
and we would love to see this bear flag tip over and continue to smoke that 394 pivot. That'd be awesome, but we'll let the chart tell us what to do. We don't want to sit here and hope the chart shows us what we want. We want the chart to tell us what to do. We just listen.
And watch.
Coming back up to angular resistance here on this little diamond pattern. And if it rejects here, we might get one more short opportunity. Neo's got that little pennant forming out. It's high and tight. Let's see what happens.
High and tight. Be careful.
When they break
Watch those.
fast.
Yes, they do. Let's go get some more levels on it. Let's see. Give me 5-day 15. Ooh, that is a flag and a half, Jack.
Yeah.
That is a flag and a half. Here's your middle spot.
Be one
right
with
there.
the chart. Yes, indeed.
You got this right here.
Here we go. There's our rejection. Evening Star. Ho! This can Busby and give you a real quick retrace on the next candle, so be careful with that. But if you're trading futures, this stuff is awesome. This little double bottom, your target one was reached right here, at the top of that control bar. Staying within the lines like a good coloring book, or a good kid with a coloring book. Yeah, let me angle this down just a little bit more. There we go.
Terrible with those lines. I like machines that draw them for me straight. Perfect.
Yes.
A little hammer there. We're crossing the 8's trying to cross the 20.
I did show off Trend Spider a little bit yesterday.
Yes, you did. I saw that.
And that thing is awesome. Comes up with a lot of the same stuff I do.
Wow,
and
look at that.
Here's your range expansion channel expected here.
We're at 103. We're at there. That's a big push there. I'm looking at Neo.
Here goes Neo. Dios Neo. Sorry, I had to throw that out. And CRWD popping right off. Let's see if it gets out of this little M triple top looking thing here. This will be the candle where you decide, okay, am I going to short this dead cat bounce and run this down to $100, or am I going to see a measured move build up here with an extension back up to about 118, 119?
Wedge. We got a wedge. That's a wedge.
VGFC's got one more candle to get across this 8 period on the 1 minute chart and find support on the 15-cent pivot, push for that 16 cent. This will be make or break time for that one. Let's see if I can
395.25 on SPY, which is the close of yesterday. It's wicking into that.
There goes your Neo flag.
There's your big bar. Yeah, dang it.
Oh, don't worry. It's setting up a measured move here. There's a full leg here. Half a leg takes it to 13. Full leg takes it to 13.50.
Yeah, I got 12.89 coming up. It's in a level right now that's
SPY's
got a
looking
breakthrough.
Like rejecto-cito, cuz. Let's see here. I'm holding AMC call, $17 expiration in March of 23. Should I sell? That's for the chart to tell you. But let me get the chart up on that one real quick. I don't like trading long options on AMC, but I definitely love selling options on AMC. That premium is nice. What the heck?
On Neo.
ACM? How'd I do that?
Hey, you did pretty good, ACM. All right, so we broke we broke that um, angular support, and we could not get above the 395.25 on SPY,
See ya.
and so that was a wedge. That was an ascending wedge kind of look, and the big part was formed by that big candle, that big red candle.
These
So we're
are
coming back down to 394.52 would be your would be another area. That's actually a Globex from 1111.
right on the
So
regression line.
yeah, we'll see. Where are you? Let me see where you. Yeah, it's right to the regression line. So let's see where it's going to hit right there.
So
That's that wick from 1002.
when you're trading futures, these little double bottoms are epic because you can trade above R1 from R1 break to target 1, which is top of the control bar right here. On a 10-second chart, this would look more like this. It'd be a trend. You'd see some control bars in there. But long story short, you run them long, and when they reject, you flip the order and run them short. And they'll usually retrace right back down to L1 first, and then second, if they continue, you get a measured move out of that sucker. You look at about a dollar move above, look for a dollar move below L1.
What's Neo's high?
I'm looking at current
What
1288.
it just says 1288 on yours. I got 1289 on mine, right into the control bar that I had marked out from a while back.
How weird.
Yeah, but it's still mine says high 1289. My mark was 1289 as well, so that's good.
All right, so on AMC, depending on just kind of answering this guy's question on
Sure. Go ahead.
YouTube channel here. That trend is pretty damn bearish, dude. And we've had this breakout. It's got what everybody sees as a bull flag right here on the daily chart. Never trust that when you've got a big old bear trend behind it. And you can see it's done this before. You get a bull flag and it just smokes down. So oftentimes when you get these bear market moves, and if you compare it to SPY, you'll see I've been shorting SPY every time it pops up like whack-a-mole. In this bear market, you get these relief rallies. They look like they're going to be bullish, and then they just flat out drop, and the market makers just straight sell it to you. So right now we got AMC kind of down at a low. It struck a key support area at $5 at one point, bounced back up. We're to what, $7.30 now today. So pay attention to that, because the first thing you're going to notice is there's going to be some weakness here. And if this breaks its resistance point, look at the resistance points within that wedge itself. So let's go to a 2-hour chart. Here goes Neo hitting 13. Looking at the 2-hour chart, we've got levels, and all we got to do is literally draw some damn lines. And it's really that simple. Let me show you. Grab a horizontal. We got key resistance here from our previous high in that wedge, about $7.80. Let's just round it right in here. If it can't break that, this bull flag fails. But where's the point of control? Well, that yellow line is actually point of control right now on the volume profile for the 2-hour chart. And it's within a couple ticks of that. We're going to look for control, the high before that, right in here. So let's paint that yellow so we can see that if it crosses that line, this is your green light to go long, right? And where is the key support? That's right at the base of our wedge. And we can scoot it up to the nearest control bar, which is this big bad boy right here. So if we fail that, we'll make that the red line. And if it breaks that, time to go short. So two things you can do. If you're holding long calls and they're profitable right now, you can take your profit if you're not into trading option spreads and combinations. Or if you're holding them and they're profitable enough to where the next strike up, you can sell for more than you paid for your current calls that you're holding. You can do that and have zero risk. So if it continues to move up, you get the width of the spread plus the premium that you have on top of selling the call above it. and that basically guarantees you a win. You can't lose. Also, if it continues to run up, you get the difference between the two strikes, which is really cool. If it goes and runs down, you get to keep the premium that you sold on top of the existing premium, so you don't lose, although you give up a lot of your gains from your position. So it's kind of iffy. If you want to convert that into a spread, you can. You can also go and just profit it if it's profitable enough. I tend to have, if I'm just trading single option positions like that, I like 20 to 50% returns on those if I'm holding them. I've had some home runs where they go 2, 3, 400%. That's fine too. But what it comes down to is if you have profit, take it, especially when you have a consolidation pattern like that and you're not sure if this wedge is going to break out bullish or not. And just let the chart tell you what to do. You can always re-enter it if it does break out. You can catch the break and ride that up, so you don't have to be afraid of missing out on the move. Just watch for it. It'll set up and show you. And once you get into complex options spreads, you can really adjust the trade any way you want while you're holding it anyway. You can run if you can sell options that expire sooner than that. You have March expiration. It looks like if you sell the front month, like end of December expiration or something like that, if you can sell them for more than your cost basis of break even on that option, cool. You can sit there and literally hold a synthetic long position and sell premium against that long position as if it's synthetic, and generate profit from that or income from that while this pattern shakes out. As long as it holds that support level, you're probably good on that. And then time decay will eat up the front month options value, and you'll be able to make some premium on that. There's many ways to skin a cat when you're holding a long position. You don't always have to just take profit, but if you're not in that level of being able to trade complex option spreads like that, and you have profit on a long position, dude, let the chart tell you what to do. Focus in a little tighter. Watch that price action. If it gives you, a reason to hold it longer, like if it comes out of this little double bottom that we got here and starts meeting a target, you can eke a little more profit out of that for the day. Just be aware that if this pattern fails, it'll start eating you. And AMC is risky as all hell. I mean, it's got a lot of eyes on it. There's a lot of influence in it. A lot of institutional traders that are just scalping the crap out of retail with it. I wouldn't be surprised if some institutional traders sold a whole bunch of options to open. In respect, they tend to capture a lot of that time decay and a lot of that fade on those options over time. I do it myself.
The thing you have to watch about AMC also is that AMC was very good to me, but the thing you got to watch about it right now is that if you go look at the news, theaters are not doing good.
No.
They just took Thanksgiving was the lowest. I mean, it's under $100 million at the box office on Thanksgiving weekend, and the last time that it was under $100,000 like that was like back in the 1990s.
Yeah. And they're
so the shorts are not. That don't mean shorts don't have to cover if the company goes under.
Nope. And the thing is, like you look at the situation. They're if you want to go into fundamentals, go look at their asset to debt ratio. Most investors are scared of that asset to debt ratio. They have been for the past 10 years.
Right. And so the whole short squeeze thing, that's what folks don't understand. They're not looking at it. That company can go under. No short squeeze. No money. Nothing. You lose everything.
I remember grinning as I shorted Sears into oblivion. I just kept the short open. Didn't care to cover it.
Is that your fault?
Wrote it
Is
to
that
the
your
ground.
fault?
No,
Is that why I can't get my little fancy pictures anymore at Sears and Roebuck?
No, I knew Sears was going to fail. They weren't getting with the times. They weren't keeping up with the e-commerce.
No, they should have.
Yeah, they should have.
They
had
were
the
the
opportunity.
First. They were the first.
They were. They had the opportunity to make that work, and they got creamed. They just, you get these old school companies run by a whole bunch of, aged executives. Let's just call it that. And
What'd you call them? Aged?
Aged. And they get so set in their ways, it's like they'll trip over $1 to pick up a dime and just try to stick to their traditional way of doing business, and they don't change with the leaves, dude, and they get left in the dust. Sorry. They get turned into mulch and fed to my lawn. So
Speaking of mulch and left in the dust, check out Neo.
yeah, pushing 1310 now.
I have 1395.
Measured moves, baby. Look at that. Perfect accumulation, right on the point of control. Bam. Break out.
Let me tell you something. I was sitting there watching it going, why isn't it moving much? And then I realized I was on a 5-minute chart.
That's your half leg. Full leg's 1350. Come on, man. That chart tells you everything you need to know.
Everything you need to know. Look how sweet that is, baby. Where did I get in at? There we are. Okay. I'm in it. Small. Very small.
Okay. Oh,
I'm gonna rebuild my penny stock account penny at a time, literally.
there was that triple top fail on CRWD. That was your signal to go short. I
Okay.
got to chip my teeth about AMC, and look what I missed.
Oh, well, it happens. That's what happens.
No big deal. I was having a hard time finding a good spread worth trading in that anyway, so it's not a big deal. All right, we got SPY hanging right around that regression line again with a wick. Let's see what happens next. And then I was going to read a little bit more here. The earnings said they were releasing a new credit card in Q1 2023. Same with new store AMC Popcorn to be released in Q1, plus new stores opening. Yeah, it's definitely conflicted. Looking at the 5-minute chart, we do have a little double bottom here. If it gets past R1, we can day trade it. Look for a push.
They're trying to do some stuff. They're trying to be smart, at least, by bringing in Zoom meetings in their theaters where corporations can go and have those meetings there. There's different types of things that they've done in the past to bring people in for even smaller events that aren't necessarily mainstream events, but like the thing called Drum and Bugle Corps I was a part of as a kid. They'll put on the championship shows in your area if you have enough people that are involved and want to go see it, because like high school band kids are going to go see stuff like that. They're going to want to watch those competitions, and so they started doing that, and I thought that was good. So they're trying to do things, but when you're in an era of streaming, probably the best thing that they could do would be become a streaming company.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would have been the smart thing. Look at that. There it goes, right back down to that 394.10 that I had the other day.
If it hits that, if it beats that 394 pivot, dude, it's game on for shorts.
We smoked the Globex low.
Yeah.
We are below the Globex low now.
We got a chance to run here.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so
what time is it? 10:26. Okay.
I mean, yeah, I can see AMC trying to pull this off. During that whole climax of the price action in that thing when it went up high, they had multiple shelf offerings to fund this project where they're trying to push this credit card thing, which is really cool. I get it. The infrastructure is where it's suffering. I don't know if you've been to any AMC theaters recently, but here in the Richmond area, I go into them and it's like I'm like looking around for mice and roaches, and it's not comfortable theaters. I mean, the seats are cracked and coming apart. It's poor building conditions in most of the locations I've been to out here anyway. But
they sell alcohol at mine.
Yeah, they sell alcohol too, which is nice. I mean, you can make money on alcohol, but the thing with the theater business though, it's got to change with the market. Like I was talking about Sears, how they failed to keep pace with the e-commerce market, and they dropped the ball and went under. It's just you get into situations like that, and the chart's going to tell you one thing, but you look at the fundamentals. I rarely look at fundamentals when I'm trading, but I'll look at the fundamentals of companies like that and wonder why the hell the chart's up like that. And you realize that a lot of it's driven by hype and just people chipping their teeth, like this CRWD here. I mean, it had that drop because some analyst at Morgan Stanley said, "Hey, yeah, the price target's lower on this thing." We're
Real
we're no
quick,
longer bullish on it.
in a minute and 20 seconds, you got EIA petroleum report coming out at 10:30. Just
Sweet.
be aware of that.
Yeah, that can carry the market or drop it, so we got to be aware.
Neo continuing to climb.
Yeah, I see that going to 1350 pretty quick here. And AMC for the short term, I mean, for today's day trade, that's a nice little double bottom right there. I can see that really hitting 740 pretty quick. Here goes Neo with another push. After that half leg accumulation, we can expect a full leg. 1350 is the target, baby. 1345 is kind of a resistance point, though, so be aware of that as well.
Where do you get that resistance from?
I don't have it on my chart, but I know about it.
Never mind. That's good. No. I was just curious. I was just curious.
There.
Right there. There it is. There it is. Yep. All right. I see it. Thank you very much. Jeremy, I love price action. I love when we do this stuff.
Me too, man.
This is a lot of fun.
My favorite hobby.
And folks, please, if you're out there, I hear a lot of people aren't asking questions. Some are in the AMC, but ask Jeremy, ask us questions when we say it's levels this. Ask us where we got it so you can find out and you can get it too.
Absolutely, man.
Because I did that. Hey, mister, where'd you do that, mister? Hey, mister, how'd you do that? That's me.
We don't just tip our teeth over here. We show you how it's done.
That's what we got. Just got to ask those questions. Tell me to be quiet. Probably wish they could mute me.
Nah. You bring a lot, dude. You bring a lot.
Oh, this is well. I'm trying to get this Neo right now. I'm in it.
Nice.
Got in it. I saw something happen, but I got in it on a 5-minute candle. Didn't realize it was a 5-minute candle.
Got our descending channel on SPY here with a little double bottom here.
Look out! Look at that. That's right. That descending channel with a little hammer right there.
And it's
another green hammer coming back up to the 220.
And it's 10:30, Jack.
Oh, yes, it is. Let's watch what happens here, so be aware.
Let her roll.
Squeeze the top on Neo.
Yes, and that is a very important thing you just said there, mister. Yeah, I used to do that a lot, but now I've just got to stick to my rules. That is very important. And when you get into price action, you start setting a lot of rules. Like if this, then that. It just becomes like a program. And what it comes down to is if you see something like this where you got a little breakdown on a rising channel, pull back, there's your 50% retracement right here. That's a rule. I know that typically these channels tend to break bearish and pull back 50%. Afterwards, they might continue on. It might just be a pullback. But look at this, people. Selling and taking profit right here. Where did that zone come from?
Boom. That 1289 is a control bar back on either a 1 hour or a 2 hour chart.
That was a quick little stop hunt, but dude, look how fast that happened. I can almost put that on a 5-second chart. Yeah, look at that. Boop,
all right.
bam.
Meanwhile, are we bear flagging or are we? Looks like we might be bear flagging.
This is
bear flagging.
This is where it'll tell us. And yeah, SPY is like we had that little double bottom.
Yeah.
It failed R1, and if it doesn't get back above this regression line, it's curtains. It'll go through that 394 real quick. Like
this would be the third leg of a flag after that break of that wedge that was building earlier. It's the way I'm counting it. And I'm passing that green candle. One pull back at 1024 was that inverted hammer, green hammer. 2 would be the next 2 red candles. And then that hammer at 1027 would actually be the bottom of that. That pullback just happened. And if it continues down now, that would be the third flag. 1 minute.
Perfect. Sig just posted that Apple's got a wedge that's about to break. And let's see, we got a flood of XLE puts. Energy sector people getting bearish on it. BlackRock had 24 million in that Bitcoin failed house. Lovely. And crude news, massive draw. Wow. Inventory's actual. Damn. That ain't good.
What's that? The inventory or the house?
Oh. And then there's the House is focused on avoiding a massive railroad strike. Here we are with an oil. We got an oil deficit. Basically, we're a little short on oil. Hey, that'll run prices up at the pump, but oil prices will
Watch this. Boom.
kind of grind. All right, CRWD hanging right here. I think it might make a quick retracement up to that 200 period, about 113.50. It might get pulled right there, so watch out. And AMC double bottom started out looking nice. Look, it failed R1. That's a bear flag now. And SPY is trying, man. But I think we might get a bear flag break. Let me extend my regression line there. Oh yeah, and the diamond pattern line's right under it.
What is that? SPY is trying. I saw the dollar was still continuing the rise, so it's a little odd right there. Not odd, really. The dollar's rising.
Yeah.
NEO broke that $13 range, hit that 13.27, so I'm looking for it to pull back into the 70s, like 1270-ish. Not 70, but 12, like maybe 12, well, even as far as 63 could go.
Yeah, it's working out a little 5-second bear flag here after that trend.
Yeah,
there it goes. Just broke.
Yeah, when they break those dollar ranges, a lot of times in the penny stock, even if it didn't happen right away, a lot of times the pullback is into like it's 1278 right now. It'll come back, 30 cents below the whole dollar amount. Double bottom on SPY, so it is breaking that channel there.
Finally. Let's see if it gets past target one, which was the previous resistance one on our first double bottom. If it fails here, this is where it gets swifty. And look at this 5-second chart on NEO, dude. You can find points of control right in that 5-second chart.
Wow, look at that.
And here we are.
Those lines, those purple lines are points. That's a point of control.
This is value at low, value at high on the volume profile. And this is your point of control is the yellow line. But you can also find targets. Just looking left. There's your consolidation here. Look, perfect. Break over. Gap to the next thing. Went to the next previous support. It'll probably consolidate 2 more 5-second bars here and start dumping over.
I don't trust that SPY right now. Don't trust it for see if that's going to come back down. Depends upon what this next candle does.
Do I still have HA candles on that? No, I don't. These candles look weird on this CRWD chart. Wiki in every direction.
I did get NEO for 20 cents.
Nice work. Oh.
I should have got
double bottom, pulling.
For 30.
Target one right there, 1281.
Yep.
Extension to 1285 is possible if it fails this target here, though. Or watch for a reject here. And watch
it to break 1289.
There it goes. Didn't fail. It'll push.
It's got to break 1289 and hold. What did it come down to? After that?
All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for everything.
Anytime,
hey, you're welcome.
Have a good day.
You too,
we'll
buddy.
See you later.
We got to 1271 on the base of that thing, and then
1271.
And it pulled up to 1280. Point of control 1284, and it rejected it right now. There it goes.
So it held true to that form of it broke the whole dollar mark, and then it came back down about 30 cents below the whole dollar mark. So if it can fail here right now because it's coming down lower.
Oh yeah, it's coming back right back to that 1271 area.
Yeah.
And if it smokes that, remember we look left. Where's our control? Right there. There's the break.
Yep. So I've got it's got to hold this 1264-ish area.
Even on a 5-second chart, man, I love that.
Hammer on SPY, inverted hammer, all
right.
in that busy section, building off of the 20. So watch that double bottom there.
And I got to get the blind trader in here. Look at that. EIA weekly distillates looking at 3.547 million versus 1.457 million expected. Gasoline inventories 2.769 million versus 1.625 million expected. Yeah, I definitely my wife already filled up this morning. And DXY is flat on the day here. And I like to run credit spreads on UUP, but I haven't been doing that in a while.
The next thing we have is that Fed's Cook's going to speak at 12:35 p.m. And so all of the news for now is pretty much done, I think. The account events for the time being.
Up to 1:30.
Up to 12:35.
Ah, okay.
That's when you get thanks Sig put that up there. That's when you have the Fed's Cook speaking.
We've got it.
So we got teeth chippers.
Remember I took my channel line out?
All right, so SPY broke that.
I should not have did that because there it is right there again. Boop.
So look for retracement. It's about 50% of what that little thing fell there. No.
It's a descending channel, and it's coming right up to 394.80.
Yes, it is. Where is it? 66.
And descending channels tend to break bullish and retrace to 50%, which takes us right to the breakover that this diamond pattern showed us right here. And that can go to about, 395.40? 395.20 to 395.40, right in this range, for a retracement target of the descending channel here. If it fails that, or if it fails the angular resistance here, and we've seen this repeat from yesterday.
Yeah.
Where we had a descending channel that just, or not yesterday, the day before yesterday. There it is, that descending channel there.
Yeah.
We were expecting a 50% retracement, and then it broke its support level and tipped over, made a measured move. So don't always assume that a descending channel is going to make a 50% retracement to the bull side.
No.
They don't always do it. Oftentimes they will just tip over. And then the channel within that channel, which I didn't mark yesterday, there was your 3-wave right here. All right, came to support. It did test 50% on that one, right to it. And then with a quick wick, it rejected like instantly.
We broke our one on that little double bottom. Now you got that that doji there. Sometimes they go up, sometimes it comes down after that.
Yeah, we're right at angular resistance here, so see what happens. NEO might pick up a little bit of retracement here too, to about 1285.
Yeah, it's not gone too far below 1270. I don't know that it actually has gone below 1270.
And AMC, oddly enough, set up an L2 on the 5-minute chart right at L1's level, so we could get a little bounce out of that here. Look for
there, you see, that's why you watch those those wicks on SPY.
Yep.
See, we didn't know what that. Now we're into that candle. Yeah.
Doji,
so.
boop. Bearish engulfing after a doji with a Morningstar setup. Yeah, see, hold that 8 period for a moment. This is where you can get a Busby trade sometimes.
Well, it's still holding that 394.52-ish area right now, which is an old Globex low from the 11th.
This is one of those candle for candle moments right here. Remember the Busby? You expect it to go just under the body of the previous bar. And this is where that next green candle started, right at support with a wick. So look for a push to 394.68 with a wick, maybe 394.66 with a wick, and then a dump over possible after that. Or sometimes these Busbys can continue to be bullish, and trend out. So
Let's see. It's got to break that 394.67 because we got wicks, man. Lots of wicks. Wiki, 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 wiki. Neo just going sideways right now for a minute, but you notice it's kind of growing up a little. I mean, it's kind of moving up a little bit.
a little bit.
Those lows are all higher lows. Red hammer. Let's see what happens there, though. It's got wicks on top of it.
I don't think either of my CRWD orders filled. Nope.
I took my eyes off of it. I should have got out of it sooner because it got halfway to what, it got to that 1327, and that was halfway through the measured move I was looking for. And like I
Right.
say, I generally, I don't, when I go for a measured move and I see what it is, I don't go for the whole thing. I go for a portion of it.
Right.
Because I know that I'm safe in that portion, or I have confidence that I'm safe in that portion. That hammer, we're hammering off the 8 there on SPY. So this could be a little pullback on this bear flag for a little bit, maybe go sideways or even break it. If it breaks it, well, let's see what happens. It's got to break the Globex low of 394.86 because that's where we are right now. We are way below that 15-minute opening channel. No, actually, a 15-minute opening channel is about 394.86. I got it at 394. Yeah.
There we go.
Excuse me, gentlemen. I got a question for you.
Yeah. Go for
Ask.
it.
So my problem seems to be always where I sell low and buy high. So on this, what I thought was the breakout, talking about going bearish at, so I sold the mini S&P mini E-minis at 39.40, let's just say 47, back at 10.26 or something like that. And then it obviously went in the opposite direction, and I ended up buying it back to close it for a loss at 39.56, at 10.41. And I do that over and over again. And I think it's breaking out, or failing and going to fall over, and it doesn't.
What time frame are you trading? What size chart?
10 seconds. So 10 seconds on Tradeovate.
That would have been a nice rejection to take. Gosh, that would have been like literally, if you got in at 1026 short, about 8 bars later would have been a great time to
I got it
drop on that.
1027. Sorry, 1027.
Okay. So you got the bottom of this candle here.
I did. All of my losses are that. This exact thing. So what?
It's
who knows what I'm doing? I'm just doing it wrong. So what do I see? What do I do differently?
So you gotta pretty much hang your hands up for a second and study that. They say a psychologist would say, I think Sig would agree. The definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results.
That's right.
So instead of that, look at the way the chart's telling you to trade this. Let me get my 10-second chart open on the ES real quick. I think I still have data. I haven't been trading with Tradeovate lately. I'm transitioning to TradeStation.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
What strategies are you using?
Well, I'm watching the 10 second, and I'm looking at what I think would be failures or breakouts, and then also looking at the it is on Thinkorswim. Hold on, let me get the exact name. Hold on, give me a second.
Damn. I just realized I left a position open overnight. Whoops. That was paper anyway. I don't care. Let me get this right up on top.
Did you lose?
Oh, actually, those gained. Those gained really well.
Gained. Oh, that's awesome.
It was paper though.
Don't do that. Yeah, thank God it was paper.
The PPS on Thinkorswim, just with arrows and so forth on the 5 minute and the 1 minute, just making sure they match up.
Gotcha. So you went short at 1027. See, there was the issue right there.
Yeah, that was a green hammer.
This would have been the better trade, going short on this rejection up here and running that. So you just got a little late on it. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, the market's nuts right now too. It hasn't been playing like it normally plays. It's causing us all to adjust everything.
Sure, sure. If I would have waited, I guess 8 more minutes or 10 more minutes after buying it back, I could close it for, break even just because of this last move down at, what 10:44 or something like that.
Right.
Right.
Well, look, it's kind of that hammer just now. That stop right there is important where it just
So
happened.
look at this double bottom right here, for instance.
Look at
So
this right here.
it was mainly just you got in on what was expected to be a breakdown.
Yes, that was my plan. Yes.
And comparison to the 1 minute chart, even the 1 minute chart was telling me not to short that. It was telling me to go long there.
The 1 minute chart.
Yeah, like if I compare it to my SPY chart, the SPY 1 minute chart around 1027. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, so it was the Morning Star there. Is that right? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
That doji
So you got a
the
morning star. Exactly. So the 1 minute chart was telling me to go long. I could have scalped the pin bar on this thing, but I wouldn't have messed with that. I would have rather waited for that 1 minute to close before I went long on that. And then I would have just ran it right back up to, typically I'll go for a half measured move from the previous bar on a morning star like that. And it went right to it. That would have been a great little trade. Probably about a 3-pointer there. Let me see.
Like right now, it looks like it's going to
Two-pointer.
bear flag down.
Yep. Right now we're going to rip down. And we're going to look at, oops, I'll get that chart back. Hang on. No, give me that.
Fake me out.
Angular support right here. It didn't quite wake to it, so.
No, it kind of faked me out on that.
Fake out for the moment, but give it a second.
Yep, give it a second. Let's see, because there comes a green hammer.
So we've came down. We had this trend here, double bottom. It rejected R1, so most of the bears went short there. Where was the target? Look left, control zone right down here. So target was 39.47 on that break from 39.49. Quick little 2-pointer. That trade's done. Now we just wait. And look, 1 minute double bottom, same thing right there.
Yep, sure enough, that's what it is.
Now we're back just above R1, which is right here. This was paper, by the way. Don't think I, took all that. Look left to your previous trend. You've got a retest. It came back through R1 with a bar, so it's got some strength here. Bulls are trying to buy this, but watch your targets. Just take your cursor and hover that horizontal line right to your target 1. Is right here, this little bar here with a wick. We repeated that wick right here. So this doesn't tell me to go short yet. I'd rather go short on the break if it breaks the key support of this pattern here. So like 348.50 on a break.
Inverted hammer. There's no time to trade right now in the 1 minute.
No.
Not for me. I gotta wait.
2 target zones here. If this becomes a bearish measured move, you've got 39.44 is target 2. Target 1 would be 39.46. If it breaks the support of this guy here at 39.48.50. Let's go compare to our 1 minute chart. Will we take that short? Not yet. We're hanging on the regression line right here. So this can set up a measured move and run down to the angular support again. 390, 365 would be SPY's target, but it failed. Look at this. Double bottom.
Yep, it did.
Came right back up.
Yep.
No signal yet. So when you see a setup, you don't want to get caught up in the setup. You want to trade the break. And if you look back here where you had your issue at 1027 there was no break here. There was no.
So I'm jumping the gun.
Just jumping the gun. A little late on the first setup, and then jumping the gun, expecting to go lower. And I could see where you can see where there was key support there. If you look a little left on the 1 minute chart, and the 5 minute chart would confirm this is a new low compared to yesterday. And there are stacks of pivots down there for sure, but you got to trade the break. You don't want to try and assume it's going to go lower.
Okay. And just for a close below that, is that, I mean, not on the 10-second either, I guess on the 1 minute? Is
Just
that what I should be looking at?
I'm always verifying my moves on my 10-second chart by looking at the 1 minute and the 5 minute. So
Understood.
if I see a setup that looks good on a 10-second chart for a short and it fails like this one did, I'm going to see it on the 1 minute chart. I'm going to know where my angular resistance and support is.
Goes.
I'm going to know where the targets would be if this was a double bottom, and this was indeed a double bottom in spite of this wick. You got L1, H1, L2. Target 1 was right here, the control bar, and it went right to it and rejected. So now it's got a little break.
Okay.
And you can see it starting to follow through here on the 10-second chart. It's got a little break here, but it's still hanging right at that key support of this pattern right here. It's right at that 39.4850. Until it breaks that with force, I'm still sitting on my hand. I'm waiting for the signal to break this pattern. And
Right, because it's got to break that. It's got to break that to continue, or it'll try keep luring you in.
there it goes here.
Let's see. It's got to break it though. It's got to
We've
get
got-
below that wick.
Bearish engulfing on a 1 minute chart, but we're right back to that regression line, so hang tight.
Basically in the range of that at the moment. We're in this range between
So we've got a control bar right here.
394.63 and that pivot at 393.91 on SPY.
And then 10, 50, and 20 seconds, there's a control bar right here, and it bounced right off of it.
39.47 I have as a pivot, which would be previous support.
And you got a little 10-second descending channel here. Didn't quite make the 50% retracement. We're on top of the 8 period. We got one more shot at it. Watch for a signal to go short on rejection at 39.50. If that fails to show itself, keep waiting.
Yeah. I need it to break that 39.47 strongly. We'll get you there.
We got a little signal here that might say this is going to chop and sideways for a while. Here's the 8 period coming through the 20 period. There's a bull signal for the short term.
Yeah. Still hadn't slammed those pivots. It's just right on them.
Yeah. It's kind of humming around.
It's watching the candles, but we can get you there.
If you're quick enough, you can scalp this little chop. But if you want to trade that you want to hang on to for more than like 10 seconds, wait for the setup to finish and give you the signal on the break. There was definitely not a signal to go short here. This was, if anything, a signal to go long and catch the rebound. That would definitely.
Yeah, seems to be my issue. So
Well,
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for walking through.
Hey, you're welcome. You know those wicks. That's I always talk about those hammers, those inverted hammers and those regular hammers. Those are where you watch areas to see if it's a hammer, to see if it's going to bounce bullish. Inverted hammer to see if it's going to come back down bearish. So those are the things to study.
Right. And this is looking like it's going to chop right in this range for a little while here.
Yes, it does, because it's wicking right back into that area, coming right back down to that other area. Although, like you said, there could be.
And once you spot the range, like I said, if you're quick,
if you got to be quick to get that,
Yeah.
though. I mean, that's that's only like a 2-point range, really.
right.
So you got to be really quick like that. Neo's got a bearish engulfing right now.
Oh yeah.
By the way, on a key level.
Yep. But I mean, like if I'm starting out and I'm not seasoned, I'm not gonna touch this chop. I'm gonna sit here and just wait for an absolute signal. You don't want to get ahead and get caught up in the setup. You want to trade the break.
Right. One of the things I have to remember is this crazy market right now is that when I'm doing the MES, even if it just goes up to 1 point, take the dang thing.
Yep.
plan it and say, okay, I'm going to get a 1 point scalp because it is just crazy.
Let me run the MES real quick. I'll take a couple signals.
You and that 10-second chart just boggles my mind. All right, let's see. Let's see now. You got to wait. You see all this stuff right now? You can
Yeah.
you can scalp it. But where it is right now, it's just, there's no direction.
I got in on a bad signal here, see?
Shame on you.
No bueno.
That's a bad signal. Where are we at? The 5
2.
minutes. Where are we at?
It's
All
a-
right, we had a.
It's a mini triple.
Yeah, there it is. We got. Looks like we're gonna get 3 black crows on Neo.
It's got to break support of the control bar right here. 39, 49.75. Barely chugging.
Yeah, it's in that in between right now. He's got to break those green candle wicks next to it. Oh,
Morningstar. Look at this 1 minute chart.
look out! Look at the 5.
We're
Just
doomed for
closed
short.
the 5. Still got to break that level above. It's just sitting in that thing level.
That's a
All
draw.
right, look out. Here we go. It's pushing. Still wiki there. Where are we at? 27, the last 30 seconds coming up. This will tell us a lot.
Inverted Busby, baby.
You got that level at 39.53. Above it. Looks like a pull back on a bear flag on the 10-second, actually, Jeremy.
Yeah, mini triple
That's what it
failed
looks
here.
like.
So this will actually run bullish and start going just through the VWAP for a moment.
Where's your VWAP?
Right there at
39.60-ish?
39.52.25 on a 10-second.
Oh, on the 10-second. Okay. All right, you're looking at the...
I went and averaged the position, so I'll probably just close it with a market order here in a moment.
Average it by adding one more contract?
Yeah. Adding one more contract short. There's my wick. Boom. Done. Failed by $1.25 on this one. Took 5 on that one. So I covered my to and from. Covered the loss. I'm good.
So we got about an hour and 45 minutes, or a little less than that, hour and 43 minutes, I think, before we get any more econ. And as you can see, we're just kind of been sideways here.
Oh, we're going to smack the globe back
Whoa.
low. There it goes. Inverted Busby was good. Bad spot to get in. See that wick? Don't get short there.
No, it's still in that zone. It has
Yep.
not done anything. It's still in that zone. And on SPY, that 30.94.10, it's wicked into it a few times. That's a
The only reason I got short on the
edge in
second
the volume
contract
profile.
is it
Mhm.
wicked the 8 period right there.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's exactly right.
That don't
Now
mean
you
nothing
got your-
because we're still in the range, but
Yeah. I see that, boss man.
you can watch me jump the gun, but
Don't do it.
don't do it.
All right, so Neo breaking those levels now. Coming back to test VWAP on a 1 minute.
Yeah, I think this bear flag on SPY though is about to test support. 394 is the pivot. Where the hell did my pivot line go? That must be the one I dragged off.
Let's see what it does.
Let me lock that thing.
Looks bear flagish as all get out, though. It's on the 5 minute.
Yeah.
We still got time on that candle, though. That red candle might turn green in the next 2 minutes or 1 minute, 40 seconds, 45 seconds, whatever it is.
CRWD about to hit its value at low, 110.72. And remember the red line. If it breaks that red line, it'll continue being bearish.
Let me get on over here. I got to let some coffee out. I'll be back in a minute.
AMC kind of just grinding, dude. That's not even going to be a fun trade. Neo just failed its support. And we got SPY kind of running a little more bearish. Once it breaks that point of control, dude, see ya.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I figured out this topping thing. When you're scalping the MES, you're doing it in contracts though, right?
Doing it in say again?
When you're scalping the MES, it's still in contracts, right? Like an option,
Yeah,
not option, but
it's a futures contract.
yeah, so when you're doing it and there's that, that 5 point range, that's kind of what I've been trying to figure out. I mean, I'm not trying to do it in tough conditions like this, but playing around with it is like, how do you get in and get out and make something on those points when there's like, say, 39.65 to 39.70 and your entry point is there or something like that.
So if I see a signal, I mean, I'll scalp it candle for candle on a 10-second chart at times. And currently I'm just I'm playing with paper at this point because I'm transitioning out of my Tradovate account into my TradeStation account. But the rules are the same. It's just a matter of letting the chart tell you when to take a break. And at this point, I got in here with 2 short contracts because I saw that this guy was an inverted Busby. So you get a morning star. Typically the following candle on either a morning star or an evening star will retrace almost the length of the previous bar. So this one started here. That's where I got short. And I traded it not quite to the bottom of the body, but I traded it right to the base of that morning star. And how many candles did I trade in a 10-second chart? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 candles. So, 130 seconds, so about 2 minutes. So looking at this, I traded 1, 2, right to the bottom of this doji. And there wasn't really a clean signal to stay in this thing short. So if you were trying to learn how to scalp, like a 10-point move, you wouldn't expect to find one there. But if you're scalping 1, 2, or 3 points, that's easy. You just look for the range. As far as getting in and out of it, I've been using just market orders on the 10-second chart and even on a 1-second chart. But you don't have to. You can do it with limit orders if you know where the range is.
And like when you're buying, is it in the money or is it the next contract up?
So they don't trade like options. When you buy or sell a futures contract, you're not trading the expected move. You're just holding the contract at whatever price it happened to buy or sell at. So it's a little different than trading options. So when I'm day trading the futures, I'm literally just either selling a contract short or buying a contract long, wherever it may be in price.
Oh, it broke the level. There's the breakout.
Yep.
I just walked in and I said, well, it's still in that level with those 2 candles, but there's your
2 control levels in this
soldiers.
One. 394.70 and 50% retracement now is actually up a little higher. It's about 395.
So we hit that 3.9. Yeah, so we broke those pivots I had just that long going to get a cup of coffee. Why couldn't you wait for me, Market?
I know,
Dang it.
right?
But when I went and got a cup of coffee.
When I'm scalping these, it's literally just like either buying. It's very very similar to buying shares of a penny stock, like literally buying long,
Yes.
riding the momentum, and then selling to close. You are trading contracts, but you're trading them as if you're holding a physical share position. It's the same thing, just different chart, different
Right.
style. Only
I
it's
guess
contracts.
I guess that's the part that's maybe throwing me off because I've been doing it a little bit and with mixed success, but for the learning aspect, and it's that $5 range. Like if it's sitting at 39.60 and you have the signal that it's going bullish,
your choices either buy 39.60 or 39.65, and how basically, the move does give you some money, but it usually doesn't seem to be a lot. And even with the margin, you're kind of limited to how many you can get to like really pad your results.
Right. I see what you're saying. So essentially, when you're trading these contracts, you can trade them per tick. So like it doesn't have to be in a $5 interval. Damn it, I got the wrong direction. Let's see if I can get that.
Oh, okay. See, I've been doing it on Thinkorswim, and right now I mainly use the online as I'm figuring out the platform, and I was also messing around with Tradeovate and
Okay.
setting up trade stations similar to you. But on Thinkorswim, it seemed like I can only do the $5 range, and that's where I was really confused. I figured that's how it was everywhere, and that's where I was confused how you would do that on a 10-second chart without
Right.
like major volatility to make that move get you some money.
I'm trading by ticks, so like these are moving. One tick on the MES and the ES is 25 cents, and like you'll watch the bid ask here. It's usually going to come right down to the tick, and the spread will be one tick. So, damn, that's a false pull signal. I'm going to close this.
I was getting ready to say that looked like we were coming back down. That might have just been a pullback, but
It is. I should have
still,
stayed out of that. But anyway,
yeah.
what I'm trading is at the tick level. So like whatever it happens to be at with a market order, I'm in and out, in seconds typically. But I'm not going for big moves unless I ride it on momentum. And like if I see a setup for a potential 10-point move, I'll trade it and I'll ride the whole thing. But more often than not, when I am trading futures, I'm trading stuff that's a little more predictable. This chop looks like hell on a 1-minute chart for SPY, but on the futures, that gives you a very tradable range, and you can spot it pretty easily, just knowing where the control levels are. You got resistance and support right here. There's resistance at it was at 39.51, support down here at 39.47.50ish. So that gives you plenty of range. And if you're just scalping the range, it's a repeatable process. You can just trade the range until it breaks out. And when it does break out, you can ride that momentum. Like here, we're setting up for a bullish measured move. Yeah, I missed it again. But we're looking at, this is your first leg. This is your accumulation. And your second leg, you can expect price to be probably a half leg right up here at 39.58. And if it goes the full shebang, look to your volume profile. There's room to run to 39.60. So
There should be a pullback to get back in if you want.
yeah,
Unless it reverses here, because it's still hitting into a pivot right now where it could be a double top. So be careful.
yep. I ended up chasing a bar, but yeah. For demonstration purposes, I'm trading it. But it looks so far so good for a measured move until it fails. And if it does fail, I can just bail out of that for a small loss and wait for another signal.
Get that same signal we had earlier. You get an inverted hammer, or a hammer inverted hammer. Well,
Right.
it's not quite, but it's a doji, but it's close enough.
Yeah, that 1-minute chart's a little threatening here. That big old
Yes,
spinner
it
right there.
is. Yep,
It may just fail that.
that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking to see if it does, because it's those wicks are in an area where we had wicks previously,
Yeah,
between 10:30 and 10:45.
it's gonna fail right here. This is
So-
not a good spot to enter, long or short yet.
No, and also on the moving average that I use, we came back up to it. Now we have closed above it as a bull bar, but let's see. I still need to wait.
Yeah, this is gonna
Need to
roll.
wait.
It'll eat that wick first, but it's gonna roll.
And you just take your eyes off a minute and you miss it. You
Yep.
know, that quick.
All right, there's a spinner.
On TOS CBM 23, are you tracking the futures on the MES?
Here goes your wick.
A lot of S's. Are you using the TOS to track the MES?
I'm using TradingView, and I have the data to make it real time.
Okay.
And then cross-checking it with either SPY right on there or keeping that up on Webull because I like their charts.
Yeah.
But that's how I've been doing it. The thing is, I was just gonna drop a screenshot in the Discord. I just got to pull it up on the computer. But on the TOS, I'm I guess I gotta try it again. But you can buy it. You can buy things like you can buy the stock straight up, right? But you also go down to your option setup. And when I do that in the futures, it gives only choices of $5 ranges. And I think I tried to buy it directly once, but it said, and maybe I was just under margin because of other things I was holding, but it wouldn't let me buy, say, one share of the MES, but it would let me buy 5 or 10 shares of the futures. I mean, of the option. It says option on it, even though I know it's not options.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, and I don't like the commissions they charge. So I just track on TOS. I just chart because I can do much better charting. Like than say, you got TradingView. That's you're gonna be happy with that, I think. But like, and then I trade on Tradovate right now. That's where I'm doing my trading for the futures because it's a lot simpler. Yeah, I'm paying a $15 a month fee, but that gets taken care of. And then that way I can watch my 1 and my 5 minute, and I can do my 2 hour and daily and everything on TOS. And then I look for my setups on TOS because I have my indicators and everything. And then I go, when I see the setup coming, I go to Tradovate and I look and I wait for my entry on the 10-second chart. I don't use the 10-second chart to scalp like Jeremy does, but I use it to get my entry, and then I use the 1 minute to set my stop where I've determined it needs to be. So I don't know if that helps. It's a little complex. It's a lot of, this and that, but it's what I have to work with right now, and it seems to be working well.
No, that helps a lot, and it's starting to come together. I think I have Tradovate, and I was actually setting up TradeStation, but I'm on a Mac, so I'm waiting to
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
set up a PC. I'm looking at
right.
how it'll all work. But when I watched Jeremy's video on YouTube where he was scalping the MES and he was just clicking, and I was playing around with that on Tradovate on paper, and that made a ton more sense. I didn't understand why TOS didn't have the same thing, and maybe it's because I was using the web-based one for now, even though I have the desktop, because it was a little bit daunting, as I figure out the software.
And TOS doesn't really like Mac.
No.
Yeah, it's lagged, and I have a lot of, I have what's suggested and more in terms of RAM and everything, and I have more than 2 of these programs going.
Right.
So I was just figuring out which one, and I know Jeremy the other day was moving over to TradeStation, so I set that up, but I'm not going too heavy till I learn. But what you just said to wrap that up makes a lot of sense. I guess it was just I was confused with the $5 range, or
Right.
5-point range. I was like, how could you get in and get out? Because I did see some very basic setups that were clear and worked out, but didn't really pay off for me because couldn't get in and out in time because of that. You needed it to move a bit more, not just that 2 tick to be profitable.
Right, exactly. So that's in the Tradovate. You can with the lower commissions, you can do a $5 scalp, and you still come out with $3.42. On one contract.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, and so I mean, yeah, that and I know a lot of folks will just use TOS to chart because it's excellent when it comes to charting. It really is.
That was a terrible entry.
Sorry. Yeah, so that's good. Yeah. Well, I think you're on the right track.
It'll come back about here. There it is. It's going to fail here.
I was looking at this wedge that was forming on the 10-second chart, by the way, and we broke it. We broke below it. Looks like we're going to come back down again.
We might set up a little 1 second double bottom here, but I doubt it. I think it's going to break.
390, 39.53.25 looks like an area it needs to.
I might average this and buck it out.
Let's see, we're right at that level at 394. At 39.54.25, right back at that 10-second candle top.
I despise averaging
Uh-oh.
down,
Look out. It's saying no, no, no.
but I'll do it if I have to.
Oh, and we did get a spinner
Yeah.
on the 5-minute.
I'm watching the 1 second over here.
And we are at the bottom, you silly man. And we are at the bottom of the 15-minute zone, 15-minute opening range. We're wicking into it now.
Yeah, I'm about to pop out a break even, basically. I'll start over. I love the 1 second chart. I'm just enthralled with it. Look how clean the price action is. And if we wanted to throw Bollingers on it, it makes even more sense.
I can't trade the 1 second chart. I can't even trade the 10-second chart.
Accumulation, we can trade the break on that. Measured move set up. 395 is still in play, but if it fails, it'll come right back to point of control, 394.66. You can see all that in a 1 second chart. There it goes, breaking down. Anyway, I'm going to kill the YouTube feed. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful afternoon. And like and subscribe. Tell some friends. We've got a lot going on here, and we're doing this every day.
Yeah, and we don't do it on YouTube, but we're in the power hour together as a group too.
Oh,
so.
yeah. We ride that power hour. When the setup's nice, dude, we kill it. All right, then, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.